Connor, thank you. Let's get back to your first alert weather forecast now. Crews are still clearing the roads, making sure everything is good to go for folks out there. They're also restoring power. Quite a mess, actually, after yesterday's snowfall.
Quite a mess for sure. And we still have more snow to go later tonight. There are going to be a few spots that pick up maybe an additional 3 inches with that.
Okay.
And it looks like those spots that didn't get really a chance to see it yesterday we'll get an opportunity here this evening. And we're keeping an eye out for more of South Sound this go around. We're going to see areas here around more Pierce County, Thurston County get a better opportunity of seeing some of that accumulating snowfall. Olympia, looking at the camera here, and you can tell that there's a little bit of a haze showing up. That's some of the light rain and snow that's beginning to fall into some of those parts. So we'll see how much of this does pile up. But temperatures down that way in Olympia sitting above freezing. Then a beautiful shot here in Bellingham where you can see sunset. It's looking fiery, right? Going to be a dry evening for you as you're not under that winter weather advisory that is in effect for this storm. Up around Paynefield, Everett, I think we're going to see a little snow out of this, but most of the moisture is going to be off to the south. Hurricane Ridge, beautiful. Look at all the snow there. Some sun off into the distance, reflecting off some of the clouds. And then Westport, we're actually one of the spots also under a winter weather advisory with the storm that's coming through tonight into early tomorrow. So let's talk about that. Winter weather advisories are out until 4 p.m. tomorrow. We're talking about amounts that could range between 1 to 3 inches for all the areas that you see shaded in the purple. That includes out closer to the coast, not the north coast, as it looks like the moisture will stay south of you. Clallam County right here, north coast of the Olympic Peninsula, I would say keep an eye out for maybe an inch. Again, most of the moisture will stay off to your south, and then around more of Snohomish County, not as much moisture around to play with for us up this way, but we do expect it for mainly spots around King County and southward with those better opportunities on into that time. Here we are live in Seattle, the city, not seeing any snow, but out at the airport, we're at 34 degrees, seeing some light snow currently falling. Here in the city, our temperature is actually pretty close to 40 degrees, so it's going to be staying in the form of rain for a good part of this evening. North winds coming in at 12 miles per hour. Those shouldn't be a huge issue with this storm, as those will stay around 15, maybe 20 miles per hour. As far as our temperatures right now, sitting above freezing at 36 in Olympia, 36 in Renton, 34 in Seattle, and 38 in Oak Harbor. So with the snow falling even as we head on into the evening, not much accumulation as it starts off, due in part because of temperatures staying above the freezing point. But as we go into the night, we do start to lose some of that daylight, and also start to see as we head into the evening, it's going to be a little easier for some of that to pile up as we lose the sunlight. But looking at the satellite and radar picture, you can see right here around Seattle, we are noticing that rain generally in spots there. Then you get closer to Redmond, generally in the form of rain. You go farther north, shoreline, maybe some very, very light snowflakes, and then getting up closer to Everett as the moisture generally just farther off to the south for you. And then we go across parts of King County, southern King County, on down into Pierce County, and that's where we see this more widespread snow that is taking effect here across the area. That includes areas right along Puget Sound, including Tacoma, around Lacey, down around DuPont, and then Olympia, we're seeing some of that snow trying to transition from some of the rain that we've had earlier on into the day. Tonight, we'll see that start to spread out a little more. Now, we're not going to see it become as widespread as what we had last night with our event, but this will continue on to about midnight, and then we'll get one last gasp. That's going to be around early tomorrow morning at about 9 to 10 a.m. That starts to head out of here, and generally it's down around Pierce and Thurston counties. Once that moves on out of here, we're going to quiet down, and it looks like we're in store for a quieter stretch Thursday into early Friday before another subsystem comes in. We're talking more rain and snow possibly Friday night into early Saturday. Another quiet stretch, but still cold at highs in the upper 30s Sunday and Monday. Still small rain and snow chances to come next Tuesday and Wednesday.